Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to the stream, welcome to another chapter working on this guy here, our 67 Shelby GT350, and we'll get that intro going, and yeah, we'll get started. Okay guys, we are back for another chapter. We've got her body painted. The body's all done. You saw that in the last one. She's looking beautiful. I am very thoroughly impressed with the clear coat on this, and my little 67 Mustang is gorgeous. Anyway, after doing the clear, I did paint the engine bay, a nice little gloss black in there, just to differentiate it from there. Did some flat black on the grill, so our grill is all detailed too. And yeah, so we're ready for the next step. Today we're going to do some window moldings and stuff like that. Okay, so in doing that, we're going to be using a product that I have not used yet. I have used the bare metal foil before. You guys have also watched me paint the chrome trim with Molotow chrome, things like that. Today we're going to do something a little different. This is a product that I have not had before. This is Hasegawa Mirror Finish from their Tri-Tool line of products. As you can see, this is quite the mirror finish on there. Yeah, it is. It's like a flat piece of chrome, basically. From what I have heard, it is a little bit thicker than the bare metal foil stuff. This apparently is made from a vinyl, which means, okay, so vinyl's going to be able to stretch just a tiny little bit, which would be good for conforming around curves and things. But because vinyl's a little bit thicker, I think if you're going to try and do it over like an emblem or something like that, it's probably not going to conform into the airplane's taking off while I'm talking. It's not going to really conform to those really tight little details. So at least that's what I saw one YouTuber said anyway. So I'm going to give this a shot. We're going to try it. So I'm thinking around our window trim, and that's basically all I'm going to do. I'll do the window trim here around the windshield, the rear window, side windows, and I'll say that's it. I won't try the tail lights. I'm going to do the tail light chrome in I'll do the Molotow chrome. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. I'll do those in the Molotow chrome. I'll probably do the windshield wipers in the Molotow also. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Just got to get this set up before we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's give this a try here. So I want to get a strip off of this. I think that'll be good, maybe halfway across, so we'll be fine. So I'll just do a little strip across here, and just get that lined up with a ruler. I don't want it too thick, because I don't want to have a whole bunch of overlap going on inside the car, right? So I'll just do about that thick. I'll change the camera here so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to call that maybe 2 or 3 millimeters thick. So let's just cut a strip off of this. Okay, let's put this aside. And I know that it's got to go from here to here, so I don't want too much overlap, so I'm going to call that there. Okay, and so that's roughly there. Okay. Okay. Let's see, I am going to change my glasses out. Swap these so I can concentrate on this. See how my tweezers do. Usually I have to get in there with the X-Acto knife to get peel first, and then I can pull it away with the tweezers. Easier said than done. Oh, I had it. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. It does feel very, very thin. It feels every bit as thin as feels just as thin as the bare metal foil. There we go. It does feel just every bit as thin as the bare metal foil. There's a Q-tip here. This is not Q-tip brand stuff, so it doesn't matter. You guys all talk about burnishing it down, you know, you gotta burnish it down. All these technical terms everyone uses. You could also call it rubbing it out. I'm gonna rub it out. Basically just get in there and press it down hard. That to wrap around. And like that. Did pretty good at not really having much overlap on the inside there. That worked pretty good. I'm going to do a little cut right there in the corner and in this corner just to help it get around that edge in there and in there. Part of me says, you know, what would be great for this stuff is like an eraser, like on the edge of a pencil or something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the trim across there. Now my X-Acto knife blade is a little bit dull, so I want to use a nice, good, brand new sharp one. This is one I have here that is basically not been used, so I'm going to use this guy, and we're going to trim. Right along that edge. Not really pressing very hard. Okay. That's perfect there. Now we got to go down the side on this side. Okay, let's see about peeling this up now. that came out pretty good. I've got my first little chrome trim across the top there. That looks pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, I still have to trim our little excess here. There we go. I would say the stickiness is pretty good. It's pretty sticky stuff. It's good. Okay, so we'll do a short side here. Got a little bit hanging over the edge here. There we go. Make sure that stays in there nice and tight. Okay. I'm gonna get my scissors. Scissors are a little bit easier to cut it when it's off the thing. Okay, so I don't want too much. That should be fine. Okay, where'd you fly off to? Okay. Getting in there and getting it to separate from the paper. There we go. I would say this is the most annoying part of this process, is actually getting it off the paper in such a way that it doesn't, you don't get wrinkles in it. So I'm trying to minimize the possibility of wrinkles. Okay, now this one, because it's the side window or side of the thing, this should be a little bit easier. I say should be, but I really don't know. It does stick well. When it sticks, it sticks. Okay, there we go. Got it in place. Press that down. Cut in this little corner. Go. All right. So give this a little trim again. hopefully it is nice and sticky, so you gotta be careful when you're trying to peel it up that you don't accidentally peel up a spot that you don't want. I'm going to start from down here. There we go. There's that one. Okay, other side done. Chrome trim down there. Side. I'm going to see if this is long enough to do on this side. Don't think it's going to be. No, it's too short. So let's grab another strip. I think this thickness is probably pretty good. The floor is a good place for it. Right? The floor is where everything belongs, right? We always want stuff on the floor, right? Not. Okay. Our length is roughly that. Doink. I'm going to try doing this the other way. Maybe bend the paper. No, it's not going to work. But stick it to the blade first and then I can peel it. That could work. Here we go. Now I have to trim into this corner here, like that, so it will fold around nicely. This to help me get in that little detail in there. I feel like, you know, when I did the bare metal foil on the Foose pickup truck, I felt like the bare metal foil was, because it's a little thicker, it was a little more prone to show my imperfections and show imperfections in the plastic. I think because this is just that little bit thicker, it hides those imperfections better. Okay, get this. Peel up. Go. It's hard to get under the foil with the tweezers. You have to get in there with the knife. Alright, that looks good. sides done. Okay, third side done. Now we got to do the main one. Now we could do it all as one shot, or just up into the wiper blades and then in between the wiper blades, and that because the wiper blades are a little unique. I think maybe I'm going to do them different. I'm going to do them in between the blades and do the blades on their own. I'm going to paint the blades. So that means I can use little sections like this one. Don't need this. Don't need these. I can use shorter sections like this to get in between the blades. This is too short, but this will be perfect for here. Peel it back. It's funny, I literally get the blade on the cardboard, but not in between the cardboard and the foil. There we go. It's starting to come. There. Okay, this time I'm going to grab it with the tweezers. There. So when you have a curve, you have to kind of put it at an angle. That's when curved areas, you're going to need a little bit wider. And of course, the bottom windshield along here, this trim is a lot wider than the rest of it, so it's going to show a little bit of a funny action. Let's get that trim there so it can wrap. There we go. Grab our Q-tip, get down in between. Okay, not this one, this one. Okay. Now, along here, and there, where it meets the wiper blade. I'm going to do the wiper blade separate, so wiper blade's going to be its own little guy. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do the wiper blades in the Molotel Chrome. I'll do those on their own. Okay, now I do have a little strip right between them, right in here and here, so I'm going to cut that. short strip. About that long. Let's see how long I need it exactly. A little bit shorter than this, but that's fine. I'd rather have it longer than shorter. If I make it too short, then that's basically a piece that I've wasted. And you know, this foil stuff is not really the cheapest product. Although, you know, this has been sitting in my drawer for a month or so, so I don't remember even how much I paid for it. Okay. Now, of course, I could have just done this part in the Molotov, and it would have been fine. So I'm just doing this just because it is what it is. There's really no reason for it. Don't need it. So this is where the other blade is, right there. Trim this down. Did not cut it deep enough where the blade is. There we go. Okay, let's do this main one here. We're going to do this main strip. Okay, let's see if this one's long enough. It is not. If I use this one, I'd have to do two pieces. So let's use this one. Let's do our trim across there with it. Okay, I'll do this first. Find it kind of wants to do a static cling type of thing. I actually got a little bit of a hair on it right now, right there. Don't know where that came from. There we go. Crevice there nicely. corner here and here, so that we can fold it around. Get that looking nice. All right. Do this edge first. This edge. Okay, should be able to pick this up now. Oh, I can feel it stretch when I pull it. There we go. That's something you don't feel with the bare metal foil. Never felt any stretching. This stuff though, it's really nice. Okay, there's the top of our rear window done. Just like that. This stuff does look nice. It's really nice and shiny, chrome looking. It's nice. Okay, so we're going to try this. I'm going to do this one and then I'm going to leave it for the day, okay? I'm going to call it a day. We'll do this one first. Just because once you've seen me do it a couple of times now, you've seen me do this window, I've done that strip. This one is going to be the challenge because it's got big curves in it. So we'll see how this one goes. I might have to do two-piece. I might have to do this and then the downward one. But I'll try to do the whole thing in one. We'll see. Okay. I think the whole strip here will be enough. Yeah. So let's get a strip off of here. I'm going to do it a little bit thicker just to help with this curve along there. So we'll do it a little bit thicker. Go. Yeah. Okay. Take this off the knife. I'll take a sip of coffee. I'm going to start kind of here. Like this. Okay. I'm going to try and bend it around here. We're going to see this stuff bends. It's supposed to be vinyl. Yeah, it kind of folded on itself. But we'll see. Not this part. I should, in theory, be able to get this to bend. It's vinyl, so it should stretch down like this. So that worked out fine. I think for this edge though, it might be okay. It might be okay. Just gonna have to might get in there. It might be just okay. Let's get in there with our little Q-tip here. See, I got a little bit of a wrinkle right there, but it's up on the side of the body, so it's not on the trim itself, so I might get away with that. We got kind of the same deal going here, a little bit of a wrinkle, but it's on the body, not on the trim, so we might just be all right. Okay, so let's put a little slit there, slit here. Let's do a nice slit up in here. Okay, let's get this conformed into the roof. To this side here. I think I need another slit right there. That looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, let's do our trim. Let's trim this off. Go all the way around. This stops there. This window, this front part is going to be a little bit different because it has to we've got like the interior of the window there. Let's try and pull this up. Okay, that piece is gone. So now where this ends is right here. Let's see. Okay. Very subtle little trim that I have to trim off. do have a little bit of a wrinkle right here. It's not perfect, but it's also not bad. It's just a little bit of a tiny little corner that doesn't want to stick down in there. Tiny little piece. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a fold right here. And that's the part that doesn't look all that great. Doesn't look perfect there. Now what I need to do here is trim off the underside. This little quarter glass window here, I'm going to be painting that in the Molotow. I'm going to paint this little window in the Molotow instead of this stuff, just because it's going to be a lot easier to get in that tight area. Just with all the little corners and everything that are involved with this little window, the Molotow, it's just going to be easier to paint. It's just going to make life easier, and yeah. Okay. So there, I got that done. I would say probably a little bit of practice will improve the skill on doing that. But we got that, and that looks pretty good. It's nice and shiny. It's chrome looking, except for the little blemish right in there. Just right where I'm pointing with my finger there. That's a little bit of a not quite perfect spot. It looks like it's folded over on itself, and that's why I might actually just remove that, because it is a fold, and it's, yeah, it's not looking too good. It looks like just something extra there. So I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to do another strip there. And I'll do the same on the other side. I'm not going to bother trying to do. I'll just do another piece here by itself, rather than trying to do one whole one and have it wrap around. It just doesn't look that good. I'll just do another strip right there, all on its own. About yay long. And I'll do two. So I can use this to either do the bottom here. I can either do that side. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll save this one. In the meantime, see if I can get it lined up on the outside here, then that minimizes how much I have to trim. but also when you do trim, it winds up having to be a little tiny sliver that you have to trim, which can be difficult in itself. Okay. And of course, I didn't line it up very good at all. Okay. That's nice and tight. Now again, it's wrapped in there. With it being a little wider, it should conform and stick a little better on the inside here. Yeah, that does look better. That looks much better than the way I had it before. That's better looking. Nice and smooth. And because it's not folded, it's just an extra layer. It's a lot less noticeable. I just got to trim this up a little bit here. Actually, I don't think I need to because the chrome trim that's going to go along the top of the door. Actually, yes, I do. What am I saying? The chrome trim along the top of the door is not in that spot, so this needs to be trimmed. There we go. Okay, so with that being done, this is where I'm going to leave it. Okay, this is where I'm going to call it for today, guys. I'm going to finish up the rest of it, and I'll do the Molotow chrome on the other little bits. I'll do Molotow chrome on the tail lights, and then next time we can get to basically putting our body together with the chassis, because the chassis has been patiently just sitting here waiting for the body to go on. Okay, yeah, so I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for your comments. Thank you for the subscriptions. Please, yes, more subscriptions, guys. And hit the like button, comment down below. Down in the description box, you'll see some links to my Instagram, to my Twitch. You could watch me live on Twitch, and you could ask me questions, talk to me, stuff like that. Let me know how wrong I'm doing this, or how correct I am in doing it. Whatever. Yeah, I invite that kind of stuff. So yeah, I want to thank you guys again, and yeah, I'll continue on this, and we'll see you in the next one.